Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Kitty G, and I'm back again with another video. But this time, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a reaction video to what Mark Goldbridge said on Mark Goldbridge That's Football channel. So you guys can check that out. The link is in the description for the full video if you want to check that out. But you know what? We're going to get into the thing, what he said. So first thing you got to look at, you look at the title of the video. The title of the video specifically says, Arteta sacking incoming very soon. And first thing I'm like, where did this come from? Does it come from just the one game or not? Because it's quite interesting. So I'm looking into it a little bit deeper, and then I actually start watching the video, and I find myself starting to agree with him more and more and more. So you know what? We're gonna go through this video. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna look at it, and we're just gonna say to ourselves, does Mark Goldbridge have a point saying Arsenal will sack Arteta soon, or is he completely talking bullshit? You know what? You guys let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe to EGTV. And you guys know what? Check out Mark Goldbridge's channel also. It's a great channel. I think he's almost at like 360k subscribers, so go check him out too. But yeah, let's get the show started, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to put my phone down. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And let's get started.
Arsenal out t-shirts will be worn for the summer. And I think you've got to look at it and say that I think the sacking of Arteta is inevitable.
Okay, so first thing he says is he thinks the sacking of Arteta is inevitable. I don't think the sacking of Arteta is inevitable. I don't think Arteta's on the cusp of being sacked anytime soon. I feel like people saying Arteta will be sacked are kind of over-exaggerating the whole situation. He said the past two performances, West Ham performance and the performance against Liverpool, yes, they weren't the best of performances, but if you just look a couple of weeks before that, you can see that we performed quite well against who was it? Spurs. And you can clearly see that these players are still playing for the manager. They're still fighting for the manager. But of course, they do see that the league campaign is not going to be going as well as it should be going. And you know what? You can tell by the performances that we've been having on the pitch. Let's continue with this video.
Arteta will end up being another statistic of failure at Arsenal Football Club.
So he says Arteta will be another statistic of failure at Arsenal Football Club. Of course. Basically, he's saying, you know what? Either he's going to fail or he's going to do well. I don't know. That's basically what he's saying. But at the same time, he's putting his eggs out there. He's saying, you know what? I feel like he's more likely to fail. And in the situation we're in, most people would be saying, you know what? The manager is probably going to fail. But let's continue.
Watching that game last night, I did a video a couple of weeks ago, and typically you'll get Arsenal fans saying, obsessed, this, that, and the other. Watch the video or don't watch the video. I'm coming at this from the point of view that I like football. Manchester United's my football club and I defend it, but reality is I watch a lot of football and I look at Arsenal football.
Guys, I'm not too familiar with Mark Goldbridge's stance on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is he Ole in, Ole out, Ole shaking all about? Let me know, guys, because clearly I don't watch a lot of his videos. So when I seen this video where he's talking about Arsenal, it caught my eye, and a lot of the stuff that he says is kind of factually correct. But we're gonna continue the video. Let's keep it going.
And as much as it's banter and as much as it's funny, he's gone beyond that now. Like, you are a big club. You are a top six.
So he says we are a big club. We are a top 6 club. But he says specifically we are struggling to be in the top 8. I get it. We're struggling to be in the top 8 this season. We're struggling this season. But it doesn't mean we're going to be struggling for the next 10 to 15 years. Like, I don't know where all this doom and gloom is coming from. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's continue with the video.
The problem I think Arteta has is that the team is now starting to turn. And this is the problem.
Okay, so he said specifically he feels like the team is starting to turn. Now, in my opinion, if the team is starting to turn, that would mean a downturn in form. That would mean the players are completely starting to show no faith in the manager and that they are not trying and they're not putting an effort on the pitch. Based on analyzing that one performance against Liverpool, if you come up to that assumption, you're not looking at the bigger picture, because against West Ham, we fought to come back and get that 3-3 draw. That does not look like a team that's not playing for the manager. The game before that against Spurs, we fought and we won that game 2-1 in the North London Derby. That does not look like a team that is not trying to fight for the manager. So I don't know where this is coming from, but let's continue.
You can defend the manager. You can say, look, I think if Arteta was in charge of Manchester United, we'd play a different style of football, probably more pleasing on the eye.
Okay. So he said if Arteta was at Manchester United, they would probably play a better style of football, more pleasing on the eye. So you're willing to say he probably plays better football than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He probably would be playing better with us than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does. but he still thinks Arteta should be sacked as incoming. Interesting.
I think tactically he's a good coach. I don't think that makes him better than Solskjaer. I just think he's a different type of coach.
Interesting.
But he's not at Manchester United. He's at Arsenal.
Okay.
And I think Solskjaer would struggle at Arsenal as much as Arteta does.
Okay.
I think that most managers would struggle at Arsenal.
Okay, so he just acknowledged that he feels like most managers would struggle at Arsenal, but at the same time, he's saying Arteta is on the verge of being sacked. So I don't get it. But let's continue.
It needs a massive overhaul. It needs huge.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that we need a massive overhaul. He's acknowledging that we need to rebuild the whole squad. He's acknowledging that Arteta is not the only problem. But at the same time, his grand conclusion is Arteta's on the incoming. Arteta's on the bound of getting sacked. Let's continue.
From the board, and I don't know whether the board have got the funds to do that.
Okay, so he brought up the board the first time in 4 minutes into the video.
Arsenal's huge problem is that they're nowhere near Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea at the moment. In relation to
grand statements, by the way.
Squad and
that's true.
Projected future.
They are. They do have a. One second. So he said Manchester United, Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Liverpool do have a bright future, but they're currently struggling. Man City are on a different level than us. Manchester United have a different financial structure than us. And you know what? When it comes to Chelsea, they also have a different financial structure than us. They're all on different levels. Liverpool, though, I would say, even though Liverpool won the league last year, financially, we're closer to them than we are the other clubs.
They're also not as financially strong as an Everton or a Leicester at the moment.
Okay, so he just said we're not as financially strong as an Everton or Leicester. I don't think that's factually correct. If you actually look at it, Everton or Leicester financially make less money than us. They make less outgoings than us. The problem we had was we had a high wage bill. So if you get it, if you understand the situation at Arsenal where we currently are getting a lot of players off the wage bill, we will be able to come back next season better off than we were this season. But you wait and see.
They haven't got squads that are much, better than that either.
No, that's true. They don't have much squads better than us.
Suddenly Arsenal are like, shit, how do we get in the top six? But bringing it back to Arteta, what I'm seeing with Arsenal now is 3-0 down to West Ham, they come back and they get a good point. 3-0 down to Liverpool, they lose the game. They are dropping their heads when they go 1-0 down. I thought.
We're dropping our heads. Mark Goldbridge is saying we're dropping our heads. Get the hell out of here, man. BS. Basically, he's saying, you know what? They gave up. We gave up. Yes, sure. Bullshit. Keep it going.
Unbelievable how you played. You played to hit them on the break. You played defensive, and it was a matter of time until Liverpool scored. But then when Liverpool did score, the white flag went up, and they.
The white flag went up. Okay, continue.
2 goals really, really quickly. The players are starting to do what players do. We've seen it at Chelsea. We've seen it at United. There's this sudden realization that we're not good enough.
Okay. There's this sudden realization that we're not good enough. So, is he not going to mention the fact that Granit Xhaka is out, David Luiz is out, you got Saka out, you got Smith Rowe is not playing, you have the whole team is salvaged. Yes, we put together a team after the international break. I feel like this whole thing is a big overreaction because we just came after international break. This whole thing is an overreaction, complete overreaction by the whole media, everybody too. You guys talking about Granit Xhaka being sit. As much as you guys don't like him, he is integral to the way we play.
And now it's time to start the whispers. Now it's the time to start, because footballers are vain. Footballers are about themselves. Why wouldn't they be? If I'm a professional footballer playing for Arsenal, I'm in my mid-20s, I'm playing badly, I'm like, shit, am I going to put my hand up and say I'm shit? Or am I going to start to talk to other players and say, we're playing shit because of the coach? I've got another 10 years, I might want another deal, I might want to stay here, I've got wages, I've got status, etc. And this is what players do. And you can sort of see it creeping in at Arsenal. The inevitability of the end of Arteta is that the players they're getting worse.
Okay, so the players are getting worse, but at the same time, I feel like this is a big overreaction. How are you saying the players are getting worse? How on earth are the players getting worse? It's been 2 weeks international break. We come back. Oh, the players are worse. What the hell is going on? You're talking absolutely BS. I'm sorry. No, this is absolute BS. No, that is not factually correct. How is he saying 2 weeks ago the players were good enough to beat Spurs, And then 2 weeks later, when we face Liverpool, you know what? These players are getting worse. No, we face better opposition. That's what happens when you face better opposition. Even though Liverpool have been struggling all season, this is what friggin' happens when you face better teams. Let's continue the video.
They're starting to do worse things than they were. I think when I looked at Arsenal before, the results weren't going their way, but you could see that there was progress, there was potential there. I'm now watching them and I'm starting to see the similar things that you saw under Wenger at the end and the similar things that you saw under Emery. The bad results, the bad performances are starting to seep in, and that's a big indicator that these players are starting to throw the coach under the bus. And Arteta will be collateral damage. I think that if you gave Arteta time, 2 or 3 years, and you gave him continued, consistent transfer budgets, he would build you up.
Okay, so he just acknowledged that if Arteta was given the proper time and the proper transfer budget, he feels like he would build us up. And then, but there's always a but, right? So let's hear what the but is.
I think he's building you up from a situation that many Arsenal fans and many non-Arsenal fans probably don't realise. I'm not even,
Okay, so he is showing some football intelligence there. He's actually acknowledging the situation and how bad the situation is. But at the same time, he's still coming back to this granular statement of Arteta's on the incoming of being sacked. It makes no sense. Continue.
I think if I spoke to some Liverpool fans or some United fans and said, could Arsenal be in the top 4 next year? Well, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. They are a top 4 club. That's what they are. I think that's bullshit.
Okay, so if you, he just said if you ask a lot of people, they would still say Arsenal could get into the top 4, but he's saying that's bullshit. What? Okay, continue.
Bullshit. I think that even if you want to change the manager, but I think Arteta can do it. Even if you had the right manager and you had 150 million to spend this summer and next summer, I still think you are minimum of 2 seasons away from being a top 4.
Oh my! He said 2. This guy. Listen, he just said Arsenal, even if they had the right manager and the right pieces, he still feels like we'd be 2 seasons away from getting back into the top 4. So what the hell makes him think sacking Arteta won't get us back into the top 4? Like this guy's saying, if we sack Arteta, we still would take 2 seasons to get back into the top 4. And he's saying Arteta's on the incoming of being sacked. So if it's still going to take us 2 years, why the hell are we going to sack him to restart the whole thing again? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But let's continue.
Now, 2 years is a long time in football. No football fan wants to wait 2 years. And no football
Can you guys hear it?
And no football fan of a big club wants to hear, I've got to wait 2 years to get in the top 4.
Yeah, no one does. No one wants to hear that we're going to take 2 years to get into the top 4.
You want top 4, but when you get it,
of course.
You should be doing better than that. Well, Arsenal.
Okay, so basically he's just talking about the fact that we want top 4, but obviously we want to do better than that. Of course, the expectations of the club is up here. Expectations of the fan is up here. But the reality of the situation is we're friggin' down here. So how the hell are we going to get there? How are we going to bridge the gap? How are we going to get to that situation?
For me, it's 2 years away from that. The structure of the club is not good. It needs money, it needs better players, and it's still got players there that are on big money that are not good enough. I personally don't think...
Okay, so he said the structure needs changing. There's players there that are still on big money that need to go. Arteta is getting rid of these players that need to go. He is getting rid of these guys who've been here salvaging the club. He got rid of Socrates. He got rid of Ozil. He got rid of Mustafi. He's getting rid of Kolasinac soon. He got rid of Guendouzi, Torreira. A bunch of these guys from Wenger's team are starting to go. Even some of these guys from Unai Emery's era are starting to go. He's getting rid of players. There's a lot of players in this team that are waste of money. Yes, he signed guys like Willian, and he kept guys like Aubameyang. But of course, you're gonna make mistakes.
I think Lacazette's good enough. I worry about Aubameyang.
He's just talking in circles. He's not talking about the actual points. It's literally 10 minutes of him talking about everything, but not actually explaining anything.
Yeah, I think he's a great player, but what's going on there? Pepe, I mean, look, to be fair, Pepe would be doing that job for Everton. He wouldn't be their star.
Okay, I've lost him again. Pepe, Everton, what?
Player, he'd be in and out of the team. He could score a good goal every now and then. Arsenal crave consistency. They crave consistency in their coach. They crave consistency in the...
Yes, we do crave consistency. We need consistency, but everyone needs consistency. Duh.
consistency in their players. Their players really lack consistency, and that is why Arsenal.
The players aren't good enough. I get that.
But I do think, and I say it sadly, I do think this is the beginning of the end, because I can sit here and say,
okay, so it's the beginning of the end. My only friend, the end. No, how does that make sense? Just out of nowhere, he just said, you know what? It's the beginning of the end, ladies and gentlemen, for Mikel Arteta, because I've been speaking for 8 minutes now about Arsenal's situation, and I just feel like Arteta is not going to be able to salvage this situation, and he's most likely going to be sacked. And I call bollocks, because Arteta has been told by the beginning of the season that he was going to be given until the end of the season, and most likely, even if he finished 2 positions lower at the beginning of the season, he was told even if he dropped to 10th, he would still be given another summer window. So he's going to be given until the summer's over, and he will probably be given until the beginning of the next season. Personally, for me, I'm never going to change my tune on Arteta until I see him after this summer. After this summer, if Arteta does not get his shit together, and he does not get the transfer window and everything sorted out, then at that point, it's untenable. As of right now, I still feel like we can still get things on the right path. I feel like we can still find a way to get on the right path, because the players that are leaving, it shows that there's room for growth. The players that are coming in, that are being scouted, look like they could raise our levels definitely to a couple degrees higher. And also, if we start getting first team right back, first team attacking midfielder, first team center back options, left back, backup left back, backup goalkeeper, and we get these pieces in, at least 5 to 6 pieces into this window, I definitely think we could not only be up there, but if we don't have Europe, we could be in the top 4 based on just focusing on the league. You know what? I respect Mark Goldbridge's opinion. I let him have his opinion. I'm not going to say anything bad about the guy. He does his stuff. He's good at his content. But I don't know where he's coming to these grandiose statements. I don't know what he's thinking. I just don't want to get too deep into it.
Anybody's set up to fail there. It's a horrible, horrible job.
Okay, so he just said everyone is set up to fail at Arsenal. It's a horrible, horrible job. But let's continue.
And it's going to take time, and football doesn't have time anymore. Fans are not patient. And I think Arsenal are going to throw themselves into this ever-decreasing circle of dropping down and down and down. I mean, 8th last year, you're not doing any better than 8th this year. You are consistently nowhere near where you need to be. You bring a new manager.
Tell me something new.
It's going to work fine. And then what happens is, after the bounce of a new manager, reality sets in. The squad's not good enough, board's not backing you enough, and we're too far away. We need to be consistent.
He just said we're fucked, but he still thinks the manager needs to be sacked. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, continue.
We need to take our time. But as we said, in football, what happens is players start to turn on the manager because they don't want to take the blame themselves. They're very vague people, these players, and they're looking at it and going,
I can't get. Oh my God.
Time to turn on.
I'm sorry.
And also, if Arsenal do not win the Europa League, and I say this as a United fan, we've got as much chance as winning the Europa League as Arsenal.
What? Oh my God. Yo, this man just said we have as much chances to winning the Europa League as Arsenal.
Some might disagree with that, but I think it's true. Do I think Man United are going to win the Europa League? I think they can, but I think we're 5 games away from doing that. And a lot of things...
What? Okay. He thinks Manchester United can win the Europa League, but he also thinks Arsenal can win the Europa League. He said mathematically we're 5 games away. Of course you are. Anyways, continue.
Things can go wrong. I'm glad we've got top 4 in our back pocket, because if we were relying on winning the Europa League to get in the Champions League, I'd be very worried, because a lot of things can go wrong.
Okay, yeah, I agree with him there. He's saying I'd be really worried if I was in Arsenal's position. You know what? You were in Arsenal's position. You luckily won it under Mourinho, but we were unable to do that on 3 attempts. If we win it this time, to me, that is progression. That is a European trophy. As much as you hate Arsenal, guess what? If we win the Europa League, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good season, even though we finished 10th.
For Arsenal, it's Europa League or bust.
Tell me something new. It is Europa League or bust.
And I say bust in many ways. Arteta probably gets the sack. Arsenal lose loads of money, and you finish the season not in Europe next season, in mid-table, That is catastrophic for Arsenal on many ways.
Okay, I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. I don't know if you guys want me to do more reaction videos like this. I could do more reaction videos whenever you guys want. Just let me know. I'm gonna head out. I got the watch along later today at 7:30. I'm gonna be doing it on my phone, so stay tuned for that. And you know what? Have yourselves a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to watch the full link of what Mark Goldbridge said, it's in the description right now. Leave me your comments if you're watching on the playback or if you're watching live. Big up to everybody. Why are you so rattled? I don't know. This guy literally got me pissed today and all last night. I was just watching it. I watched it like 4 times and I decided to do a reaction video on it. But yeah, big up to Mark Goldbridge. He's really good at what he does. You know what? He's really good at what he does. He really got me freaking triggered off this whole thing. But yeah, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for my internet and see you guys later. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me. And you know what? Subscribe while you're still here. And big up to everybody watching.